Welcome. We're back to our marbling studio, and let's remember that you've learned how to make your alum. It's gone into the spray bottle and the paper has been allumed. Remember also that you've learned how to make your Carrageen. I have the Carrageen already in this tank. You've also learned how to make your own handmade paints. Now we're going to learn how we make paints just using a commercial brand. I use a Utrecht's. We found that the Utrecht's paints, a lot of them behave very nicely on a marbling bath. I buy them in all different sizes. This is the artist colors. They have more pigment in them. They're better quality. If any of you have gone to the art stores and bought some paints lately, you know they're expensive, no matter what kind of paint you get. So the first thing you really need to be aware of is when you're making paints for your marbling, don't make any more than you plan to use within the next few days, ideally. When it's in this stage, as a paste, it lasts much longer than when you have actually made the paint with in which you've added distilled water. Again, we use distilled water just like you did when you made the paints from scratch, because the distilled water doesn't add more minerals and things that may work against the quality of your paint. Okay, so this is how we do it. The paints, you'll find that the paints from here are softer than the paints out of the tube. So approximately 1 tablespoon of the paste to 4 tablespoons of your distilled water. But sometimes your paste might be thicker and you might need a little more water. You're going to have to judge that. You want to end up with a consistency of about whole milk, all right? So I'll just put approximately a tablespoon in here. And the magic ingredient is actually marbles. I put my marbles in. And some distilled water. Now you could, just have a spoon and mix it and mix it and mix it. But we find that using these marbles mix it really well, and then when we store our paints in these containers, the marbles are always in there. And after the pigment, if they're sat around for a couple days, the pigment has settled, all you have to do is come and do the Home Depot thing of paint mixing. You all know how they do it, when you want to go add a color to a white paint. They go in and you hear them put it in a machine and they shake it up. And that's what we're doing, mixing this paint with the water, distilled water. This process makes it bubbly. I probably won't be able to use it immediately, but it will get mixed well. Usually, I put in less water than I think I'm going to need, so that I have the option of just adding a little more. This looks pretty good though. So one of the things I always do is take some tape, the painter's tape. Oh, I have to take my glove off, can't. And mark on it when I made the paint, all right? When you see that you have a paint that was made 6 months ago, it may not be good. You need to test it. So I write the month and the year. And I know the colors, but sometimes you might want, if you've made a combination of colors, you might want to write that. But I always mark it, okay? And then the paint, once it's all nicely mixed, this is what I use for my, when I'm ready to marble. I put my paints into these glass containers. I like them because I can see the color really well, okay? And they clean easily when the time comes. So I'll actually put that in there. Let's see. I won't add any more water to it yet. I'll wait and see when the bubbles settle, if it's what the consistency is. And then I will add my eyedropper, and I'll add it to my paint collection, which is considerable. All right.